So I was thinking that we could sit down and talk about our rules and punishments. Well, we've been talking about this for a little while since we started the dynamic, and I think it's a good idea. Well, they're not going to be hard rules to follow, but things that I feel that might benefit you in a positive way. Okay, well, I have my end written down, but I would like you to write them down so it's easier to remember and you have them on a piece of paper with your handwriting. Well, you know your daddy's handwriting isn't the best. Okay. I think the first rule should be no television until I have read for at least 30 minutes. That one shouldn't be that hard for you to follow because you enjoy reading. Great. And by the way, if there's any rules that you don't like or you want to have changed or you have questions about it, no problem at all. This is something that I want you to be comfortable with. Perfect. Okay. Rule number 2. Daily chores must be completed before going out. This is just the regular chores. Make sure your bed is made. Make sure your stuffies are all in the right spot. Make sure you don't leave any coloring books. Basically, your room nice and tidy. And make sure the living room, there's no toys or stuffies. And making sure that your dishes are done if you use any. Perfect. Wake up at least a half hour before work on weekdays. And on weekends, no later than 10 a.m. Princess, that's not that hard to follow. 10 a.m. is not that early. Well, you can get up and watch cartoons, or we can go for a walk. I know. Tell you what, I'll even have breakfast ready for you. Perfect. Okay. Must be showered and dressed at least 15 minutes before work, and at least by 11 a.m. on weekends. Okay, well, I'm happy you're okay with that rule. Okay. You can only be on the computer or your phone 30 minutes before bedtime. Yes, so basically no phones or computer 30 minutes before bedtime. Reading is okay. If you're using your tablet but no games, no social media, no. That's going to be a strict rule. Perfect. You must eat something before 5 p.m. Or if you're not back from work yet, then at least 30 minutes after you get home. It's important. Yes, 5 p.m. And that includes on weekends. Perfect. No coffee after 8 p.m. It's bad for you. You know the nights that you have coffee pretty late and you just can't sleep. Well, I think it's a good rule to have. Okay? I'm sorry, Princess. I'm not budging on that one. It's important. Okay. Thank you. No energy drinks without permission. No. Energy drinks are okay once in a while. But no. Princess, they're bad for you. It could be a treat for you once in a while, like a reward for something, or if you do a really good job. But no, not a daily thing. It's not good for you, and you know that. Perfect. No shopping online without permission. Princess. No. No shopping online without permission. That's one that I think we should really follow. You know you go a little crazy sometimes with online shopping. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm not saying it's not allowed. But maybe we could go through what you want to buy first. Thank you. No art projects that require paint or glue without permission or supervision. Well, sometimes you leave the stuff out and then it goes bad. And then your daddy needs to buy all new equipment. And that's not fun at all. No, because then when you want to go use it again, it's just not there. Supervision isn't a bad thing. And you know what? Maybe your daddy will join you once in a while. I don't mind coloring and painting with you. You're my little princess. Perfect. No phones or computers out during mealtime. No. Princess, that's going to be a hard rule. No. It's just respect. I don't want you doing it with me or other people. When we're having dinner together, then we can talk or just enjoy the food. Good girl. Okay, so now for the punishments. I think that I will decide what punishment is given for whatever rule is broken. I will assess at the time, and I will give it to you appropriately. I promise not to be too strict. So, if a rule is broken, there are going to be times where you're going to get no screen time for whatever amount of time. It could be for a few hours, it could be for a whole night, or it could be for a couple of days. Perfect. There are times where I'm going to take things away from you, like your stuffy or your favorite passy. Well, princess, they're punishments. Of course they're not fun. There's also timeouts. Yes. So, I did forget about a rule. Talking back to daddy. Well, asking questions is okay in a very respectful way. But if I hear attitude or you're just not being a good girl and you're being a brat, then yeah, you might get a timeout. Well, a timeout means maybe you're standing in a corner for 5-10 minutes. Yes. Well, I think it's appropriate. Well, I'm not budging on that one, I'm sorry. Being respectful to your daddy and others around you is important. Of course. And getting a timeout for that is appropriate. Perfect. And the rewards, I was thinking you could come up with a couple. Well, I don't know. What do you like doing that's out of the ordinary? Well, for example, if your room is tidy on a regular basis, if you do the dishes on a regular basis, if you're a good girl on a regular basis, then you'll get rewards. So what kind of things do you think you'd like as a reward? Okay, well, coloring with daddy is fun. That's perfect. So if you're a good girl for a while, then yeah, of course, we can sit down and we can have a fun time coloring together. Extra bedtime stories. For sure we could do that. Okay. Well, 3 or 4 bedtime stories is... that could be a lot. Okay. I think I could do that too. Perfect. Okay, well, let's start off with those rewards. And if you want to add some in the future to the list, then we'll add some. And same goes for the punishment and rules. This is open-ended. I promise not to put too many rules on you. That's not the point. Well, thank you for being really understanding, Princess. This has been really productive. Yes. Oh, I love you too. So much. Do you want to give Daddy a big hug? Oh, it's a big squeeze. Did you want to cuddle with Daddy for a little bit? Okay, come here. Oh, I love you so much, princess.